making in this tutorial this beautiful quilted cake. Easy and fast to make. If you like this tutorial, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to turn the notifications on. All the links will be posted in the comment box below. I will be using a mold to cover this cake, and the first thing I'm gonna do is knead my fondant. If your fondant is too soft, you can always add a little bit of tylose to it. Just make sure that you have the right consistency and it's knead really well. I usually tend to roll my fondant the same thickness as I would use for a cake. I will be using this mold, and I will post the link for this mold in the comment box below. I love this mold. It's very easy to use, and you can add to the side of it. It matches perfectly if you wanted to make it longer. With this mold, you can actually use dredges and they fit perfectly in the mold, and you can put the fondant on top of it. I will be using them without it, but I will talk about that in the blog on how to use it with the dredges. If you don't have dredges or pearls to put in the mold, you can always do it as I am doing it, and you can also paint them manually. You can see here how thick the fondant is. And one thing with this mold, you always want to make sure you press really well everywhere and that all your edges are completely clean. So make sure to press and press and press, and then make sure to pass your fingers all around the border to make sure it's completely clean. Once you have done that, and before placing this on the cake, you should stretch the mold to make sure everything detaches, and then you can place on your cake. You can place this mold in the freezer for a couple of minutes to harden up, and it will make a huge difference if you have a hard time playing with molds. Before placing it on the cake, you want to put some glue on the back of the mold so it attaches well to the cake. You can place the mold on top of buttercream, or you can place it on top of fondant. Use whatever you prefer. Make sure that the buttercream is cold before placing the mold on the cake. This mold has an edge on 3 sides of the mold. Make sure that the side that has no edge goes to the bottom of the cake. The other sides are very helpful to just hold the mold in place and detach the fondant on top of the cake. You can see in here that the mold has sides that match on its side, but I am making a square cake and I will be covering the sides with another mold, so I'm taking a razor and just making sure it's cut level to the side. I am doing this on each side and making sure it's straight. Since I'm covering an 8-inch cake, I found another way that I could make this mold longer and hide the seams. I am cutting each triangle, and I am making sure that I cut on the first line, and then I don't want to cut the part where the dragé is. As you can see, this moves really fast. Once you've done that, you can do the other side in the same manner, but you have to make sure that each side matches. One of the sides won't match, so you can see here that this side doesn't match as well. So you want to make sure that you will be cutting on the side that matches. So turn it around and make sure it matches, and then cut the triangles. On this side, you will cut once again on the first line, and don't worry about the dredges on the bottom part, but make sure you leave the dredges on the top part. You can put some glue on your cake and place your mold on it. Then add the other side and match it as well as you can. I am not gonna worry about making sure that everything matches in the center because I am putting another tier on top of this. I am using a flat tool from one of my ball tools, and I'm just pressing towards the center and marking the lines. Once you're done, you want to cut the edges straight. You can cover these edges with pearls or maybe a line with the extruder if you want a very clean look, but I'm trying to make a fast cake. So I am working now with more fondant, and I'm gonna do the edges of my cake. I'm gonna be covering the sides. I am rolling this a little bit thinner #1 in a pasta machine, and I will be using this mold. It covers the side of my cake perfectly. Place the fondant in the mold and make sure everything is clean. You can use your rolling pin, you can use your fingers. Just make sure that everything is cut and very clean. Once you're done with that, press everything really well inside the mold. Stretch everything and make sure it detaches from the mold, and then you can unmold. If you prefer, you can put this in the freezer for a couple of minutes to make it harder. I am using a gold highlighter to paint this mold, and I'm just adding a little bit of lemon extract to my gold highlighter. You want to make sure you mix this really well. Use a good quality brush and brush your highlighter everywhere. I tend to do all my side pieces at the same time. That way, when I am done with this, I can start placing them on the cake and they will be dry enough so I don't mess my gold. Now all you have to do is add some glue on the back of your mold and attach it to the cake. If you're planning to add a border on the cake to hide the seams, I would suggest to do this before you place this on your cake. Now all you have to do is place them in each corner, and you can retouch them if some of the gold came out. You can always paint the dots in gold if you want to spend more time on the cake. I wanted to make a really fast cake, so I'm leaving everything in white. And here is the finished look. I added some red roses and leaves, and then you can always add some finishing touches on the edges of the cake, but I wanted to work with something fast, and this is fast. But as you can see, it still looks really pretty. This is a beautiful mold. If you don't have judges, you still can use it without it. Years ago, I posted a tutorial on how to make roses with circle cutters, and I do have an advanced tutorial on how to make beautiful roses step by step that are fast and easy. Both links are posted below. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, visit me on Facebook, Instagram, share your work with me, and I will add more information on the blog about this cake and how to work with the dragées. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Until next one, ta-ta!